your Chris 6 weather forecast.
Hey there, good morning and happy Wednesday to you. We have a lot going on in the weather. Today's the last day of hurricane season. We had some ridiculously dense fog this morning, and now we've got what I call disrespectful winds moving on into the area. So a little bit of everything today, and while we'll have a cool down for this stretch of the week, a warm-up is on the way for the weekend. So we'll break it all down in a moment. Right now, your temperatures shaping up like this. You can see blue in the northern periphery of the coastal bend while other folks are dealing with the yellows. So let's show you what that means. It's 50 right now in Beeville, 56 in George West, 57 for those of you in Mathis. Good morning to you. 58 in Orange Grove. Still holding on to middle 60s in our southern zones across the coastal bend today. So it's changes behind a cold front that has just arrived here, at least in Nueces County. So those winds are really gusty behind the front. North winds bringing in cooler, drier air. It has swept out just about all of the fog here for us, and that's good news for visibility, but these winds make it kind of tough, especially if you're driving over bridges and overpasses, so please be careful out there. North-northeast winds at 23 miles per hour, or 21 it's just updated in Beeville, so that's sustained winds gusting higher. 26 at Corpus Christi International Airport, 22 at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, and 18 miles per hour you're reading in Kingsville this morning. So as I mentioned, cooler, drier air working its way in, and it's moving fast. So a couple of wind-related weather alerts to tell you about. It's not a good day to head out on the water. That's first and foremost. We've got a gale warning that just went into effect at 6 a.m. That's going to go until 6 p.m. tonight. That is also the case for the small craft advisory, and that's included in our local bays and waterways. So even that could be treacherous waters there for you who like to head out on the boat. We have a wind advisory in effect for coastal portions of Clayburgh, Nueces, and San Patricio counties. That goes until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So this wind causing a little bit of a headache for today. Our front is here draped across the heart of the coastal bend, and it'll continue to move south and continue to draw in cooler, drier air behind it. Look at the Lone Star State as a whole. There are no clouds and no rain behind this front. We have some seriously cooler and drier conditions there. Meanwhile, out on the southeast coast here, stretching from New Orleans and the northern Gulf Coast up to the Carolinas and the eastern seaboard, we have a line of storms, some of that bringing severe weather to the panhandles of Alabama and Florida this morning. It's the same system that brought severe weather to places like Mississippi and Louisiana yesterday. So our friends out east not having a good time with that. Thankfully, we haven't really gotten any rain from this, just a little drizzle this morning, and that's more of the fog than the rain. But temperatures cool behind this. 46 is the reading right now in San Antonio, 42 in Austin, 49 in Del Rio. So we're getting more fall-like weather for today versus the 80s that we had yesterday. These winds will stay around 20 miles per hour as we make our way through the morning, still from the northeast, so keep that in mind. In terms of rain chances, we have about 2 small opportunities this week, one being Thursday as we see some widely scattered to isolated showers, and then another batch as we go on into Saturday. I don't think they're going to be a lot to write home about, but you may want to plan around that, and we may not be done with the fog as we head on into this week. It really depends on how quickly that cooler, dry air settles in over the next couple of days. For today, at least, it'll make for windy conditions. 65 here on the last day of hurricane season. Will be at 50 tonight, warming up to 66 for tomorrow with clouds and those isolated showers. Then by this weekend, we have a warm up 80 on Saturday and isolated thunder showers.